Nice to meet you again, class. This is Mr. Roel C. Reyes, your industrial arts teacher. Today, I will be discussing types of illustration and career jobs in illustration with the corresponding performance standards and learning competencies under DepEd Most Essential Learning Competencies or MELCs, which would serve as our guide. For the performance standards, we have the following. And for the learning competencies, we have the following. Now that you are well guided with the performance standards and learning competencies that I have shown to you, I'd like you all to listen and watch attentively to what I am discussing so you could answer all the questions that I might address to you or ask each and every one of you to recite right after this video presentation. So without any further ado, do watch this. Types of illustration. Editorial illustration. Editorial illustration is an artwork created in response to written text, usually an article in a magazine, newspaper, or blog. Puno's Ice Cream. Sa Puno's Ice Cream, may puno ka na, may ice cream ka pa. Sarap! Product advertising illustration. Product advertising illustration are graphic images that clarify text, direct the viewer's eye, and create a lasting impression. The image should persuade potential customers to purchase the product as well as maintain its awareness to the general public. The following images you are about to see are examples of product advertising illustration. Mr. Clean, Jollibee, Honda. Concept art. Concept art is a form of visual art used to convey an idea for use in films, video games, animation, comic books, or other media before it is put into the final product. Fashion illustration. Fashion illustration is the art of communicating fashion ideas in a visual form that originates with illustration, drawing, and painting. It is mainly used by fashion designers to brainstorm their ideas on paper or digitally. As what you are seeing in this video, the fashion designer rendered good fashion sketching of a female gown design. And there you go, a very good output. Technical or scientific illustration. Technical or scientific illustration is art in the service of science. Artists draw or render images of scientific subjects in an accurate way to inform and communicate very well in all aspects. Infographics. Infographics are graphic visual representations of information, data, or knowledge intended to present information quickly and clearly. Want some? Packaging illustration. Packaging illustration. A good illustration is the one which defines and characterizes the graphic design of a packaging, giving a strong personality to the product and strengthening the corporate identity at the same time. Now that you are already familiar with the types of illustration, let us now proceed to career jobs in illustration. Let's get it on! Career jobs in illustration. Cartoonists! Yeah! Cartoonist. A cartoon is usually a fairly uncomplicated drawing that tells a brief, funny story. A cartoonist is a person who creates them. Famous cartoonists. Walt Disney. Walter Elias Disney, famous for his collection of Disney characters. Hanna-Barbera Productions, William Denby Hanna and Joseph Roland Barbera. Flintstones, Tom and Jerry, Scooby-Doo are but some of the famous cartoon characters that made them famous. I'm pretty sure you are all aware, or you might have watched any of these movies in movie cinemas. Filipinos in Hollywood working at Pixar and Disney like Virginia Ginny Cruz and Nelson Bohol, who contributed a lot of works with these movies, is truly a record and pride in the field of film industry as well as in our nation's history. Ing Masayang Aldo ng Chloe. Story by Sarah Jane J. Reyes. Illustrated by Roel C. Reyes. Hey, that sounds like me. Book Illustrator. Book Illustrator. Produce images for digital or print books. They work to a brief from the publisher or author to create the graphic elements of a publication. Comic artist. Comic artist. Comic book artists tell stories through the graphic images they create. They team up with comic book writers who create the characters, plots, and dialogues for the artist to illustrate. Famous Filipino comic artist. Antonio Tony Velasquez is a Filipino illustrator regarded as the father of Tagalog comics and as the pioneer and founding father of Philippine comics industry. He was the creator of Kenkoy, an iconic Philippine comic strip character. I wonder, where's the sternum around here? Medical illustrator. Medical illustrator are artists who work in the field of medicine. They make detailed drawings for textbooks and other publications used by physicians and students. As visualization specialists, they create imagery that advances medical science knowledge and empowers health literacy for patients and the public. Famous medical illustrator Frank H. Netter is an American surgeon and medical illustrator, also regarded as the man of art and science, and the Michelangelo of medicine. Storyboard illustrator. Storyboard illustrator. A storyboard artist provides visual illustrations to map out an effective production blueprint for TV shows, film, and commercials. The storyboard artist's job is to provide a visual representation prior to the filming of a feature film or television production. An example of storyboard illustration. Fashion illustrator. Fashion illustrator. Fashion illustrator work in the exciting world of fashion. Their artistic focus is specifically on styles of clothing and personal image. Famous Filipino fashion illustrators. Raho Laurel. Raymond Joseph Raho Teves Laurel is a fashion designer in Manila, Philippines. He began his professional career in 1993, holding his first international exhibition the following year. Mac Tumang. Mark Aldane Mac Velasco Tumang is a Filipino fashion designer. He is popularly known for the Mayon gown and Ibong Adarna gown, dresses that he created for and worn by Catriona Gray when she competed in the Miss Universe 2018 beauty pageant. Here are the actual gowns created by Mac Tumang. Now that we are done with our discussion, let us now have a recap. Types of illustration. Editorial illustration. Product advertising illustration. Concept art. Fashion illustration. Technical or scientific illustration. Infographics. Packaging illustration. Career jobs in illustration. Cartoonists. Book illustrator. Comic artist. Medical illustrator. Storyboard illustrator. Fashion illustrator. And for the evaluation and reflection, I have prepared a set of questions here, class, which you may answer directly. In case you might experience loss of connection or connection problems, because I will be uploading this video in our Teams or in our shared drives, so you could access it anytime. Same as with your other classmates who only occasionally go to PisoNet shops. So all submissions or answers to be submitted in our Teams or in our shared drives or in FB Messenger is allowed. Thank you.